welcome to this Power Packed live session hosted by JCI Rwanda. I hope you all are doing well, and thank you again for joining us tonight. And as you may know, the theme nearly affects all of us, which is this business of social media, as in how to move beyond just vibes and truly turn your online presence into income, impact, and influence, the three I, as I like to call them. So let me present myself. My name is Momja Asa, and I am the 2023 General Secretary in GCI Minkolin. And I am your host this evening, and I'm glad to be joining all the way from Senegal. So I'll be guiding this incredible conversation with not one, not two, but five powerhouse speakers who have walked the talk and built results online and offline as well. So for those who are new to JCI Rwanda, we are a global network of young active citizens with one mission, which is to provide leadership development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. So JCI means it does stand for Junior Chamber International, and we've been operating in Rwanda since 2014, making this year our 21st year of dedicated commitment to creating a sustainable impact in our communities. And in JCI Rwanda, we have four pillars through which we guide our members. The first one being personal growth, the second one entrepreneurship, because we want to create entrepreneurial leaders, and community impact, because we always want to impact our community, as well as international cooperation to have a global network and a global impact. So in 2025, this year, we have one initiative that we are running called in our entrepreneurship pillar called JCI in Business, so JIB. And this program equips young and accomplished entrepreneurs with the tools, knowledge, as well as the network to succeed in today's dynamic business environment and economy. So tonight in this live session, whether you are a creator, like a content creator, a student, a coach, an entrepreneur, or just figuring out how to use social media beyond memes and DMs and scrolling, this is actually your session. So get ready to take notes, ask questions, and hear practical, powerful, and game-changing tips. And also, if you have any questions as you're listening to our speakers, please feel free to drop them in the comment section or tag us at JCI Rwanda with the hashtag JCI Rwanda JIB. Everything like together. And we'll be happy to read them. So let's get started. I hope you guys are very pumped to be hearing from our guest speakers from all over Africa. So first of all, let me introduce Sabina. So Sabina is joining us all the way from Kenya, and she is a marketing, and I hope Sabina is here. No, maybe not yet. Okay, maybe I will go ahead and introduce Abdurrahman. So Abdurrahman is joining us from Nigeria, and he is a digital marketing agency director who's generated millions in tracked revenue through data-driven social campaign. And we also have Tolu Wanimi Fonguleka, also joining us from Nigeria, and she's a personal brand architect and marketing strategist, helping multi-talented professionals integrate their brands for multiple streams of income. We also have Razugu Lulu joining us from Kenya, and she's a purpose and identity coach, and she's been empowering women to rise in clarity and confidence before building income and influence. We also have here our national president, Fazoranti Damilola, joining us from Rwanda, and he's a serial social entrepreneur who found global opportunities through advanced Twitter searches and made them count. So these are professionals who have carved unique paths and achieved great things with social media, and we cannot wait to hear from their journey. So thank you again for joining us. So let's get started right at the beginning. So I wanted to know, as the question I always have, what are the biggest opportunities people are missing when trying to grow their brands or income through social media? And I would like to start with Toluan Nimi in terms of brand identity and everything that goes around it.
All right. So thank you so much for that question. Before that, I really want to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much to Mr. Fasoroti and to JCI Rwanda. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege I do not take for granted. Thank you, Lulu, for connecting me to the platform also. So, yes, the question had said, what are the opportunities people miss out when doing business on social media? I would say people miss out on leverage. And what do I mean leverage? Leverage in terms of there are multiple expressions. So social media has taught us a lot of lies. And one thing about social media is when more than one person says something, it becomes a truth. Right? So something you might not accept the truth, but you might buy into that truth when more than one person or one person in authority says it. So over the years, people had sold us the idea of you have to have a niche, you have to niche down, you have to be one thing. So in the bid to be one thing, people have lost out on their multiple expression. So you find someone that is actually multiple gifted, someone that has multiple expressions, someone that has multiple expertise, right? Someone that could function excellently well. Now, I'm not talking of jack of all trade, master of none. I am talking of someone that actually has multiple skills. So, in a bid to follow the principle of niching down, you find people trying to fit into a box. So, you fit into a box and you become one thing, and you are streamlined to one stream of income, right? So, that is like a major opportunity people miss out. However, the uncommon truth is you could actually build a cohesive personal brand that positions you as an expert while allowing you to fully express yourself in your multiple gifts, multiple skills, and multiple expressions. So let me give you a practical example. So you find someone that offline, this person can do really amazing stuff, right? But this person keeps offering these services for free, right? So I know a friend who she's a very great data analyst, right? She's very great data analyst. She has photography skills. She owns a camera, so she snaps really good. But online, if you come to her page, you mostly find that she's a coach. And every other of her gifting is being leveraged on by her friends and family for free. However, she would have built a solid personal brand that allows her to be just herself while effectively communicating all her expertise without coming off random. So I feel like in a B2B one thing, people have lost the essence of building authentic personal brands. People have lost the excess of a personal brand. So now people are building brand without their personality. People are trying to niche down to one thing. And the long run of this is that you will get frustrated because you end up building a brand that does not feel like you. You are trying to niche down, you are trying to be one thing. And that ultimately limits you from unlocking your multiple streams of income. So I'm a very big fan of embracing your multiple expressions and leveraging on it to build your multiple streams of income. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Toluan. I think that is very valid. So, not niching down, but exploring your full potential and full interests. Thank you very much for your insights. And now I will pass it to Adam. So, Adam, can you also talk to us more about the opportunities that are there and also from like a paid ads versus organic? Like, how can people leverage social media?
Thank you so much for having me. Thank to JZI Rwanda, to the president, Mr. Fashiranti Damilola, and all the team members that put it together. I really appreciate the opportunities to speak on this platform today. So, to answer the question, yeah, there are a couple of things, and I'm going to just on or biggest opportunities that people are missing out on currently in the social media world. So one of them is system, and another is arts, and the third is what Tolua Nimi just mentioned about right now. And then we have quite a diverse opinion about that, but then I think it's still come together at the ends, but I will talk based on the three. So the first system, a lot of people post unintentionally on social media, and what I mean by that is when people post on social media these days, they don't have like a clear pathway of how they can take people from mere seeing their post to taking them into buying something from them or contributing to their income through social media to their page. So it is very important to be intentional about setting up a system that convert people from the first time they see your post, to the time that they make a purchase or they hire you for a service that you offer. So most time people post and they don't have like a direct call to action of what they want them to do after reading that post. It is very important to have like where you want people or the intention behind that post, because all posts on social media have intention and your own too should have intention. It should not be unintentional, so you should have like what you want them to do specifically after they see and read your post. So when you see some of the most successful people on social media, after you read their post, you will hear something like comment this thing below, and then from there they will send you like a DM. And some other people, they ask you to go to their bio and click there, and then you from there you get to their WhatsApp, or you get to their email list, or you get to their landing page where you can make a purchase. So this intentionality is something that a lot of people are missing out on. They know that they say we should put out a lot of content out there, and they are putting it out there, but there is no a very clear pathway of what they should do after they see your content. Where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do next? And the next thing is advert. So a lot of people they take adverts for maybe because the kind of knowledge in the advert industry is not very generalized the way that we can all just go online and make a post organically. But then for adverts you need maybe some additional knowledge to be able to do it, so people maybe scared away because of that reason. But advert is one of the best way that you can promote and reach a wider audience, because especially in Africa, adverts it's ridiculously cheap in Africa, or cheaper than Western nations when you compare them based on CPM. In Nigeria, we pay less than 30 cents to reach like 1,000 people, and the same thing in the US, they pay like $25. So putting like a 30 cents behind a post that you just made just to reach 1,000 people more is something that a lot of people don't really think about, and it can make a lot of impact because it puts you in control of the post. Unlike when you just post on your page, the average number of followers that sees your post on when you post on your page is like 30% of your total follower. It's even less than that. But when you boost or you run an ad to your post, you tend to reach more people at a very low cost in Africa specifically, because a lot of people are not doing it, and it's a lot cheaper than what people pays in developed world. Also, niching down, which the previous speaker just mentioned, yeah, I totally agree with her for her point about that. And where I stood was, it's very important when you are starting out to really be known for something than when you are known for everything. Less people or fewer people trust the generalist, more people trust the specialist. It's the same thing in the hospital settings. You would trust a specialist doctor than a generalist when you have a specific issue that you are trying to solve. So it's very important when you are starting out. You may later open your gates more you can offer, or leverage the first thing that you put out to use that as a leverage to be able to offer other services that you have to your client base. Maybe you started with content, and then you notice that your clients also need like they also need consultation on, or maybe life coach, and this is what you can also do. You can leverage that as well in that in that capacity. But then doing that, making your page to be so cumbersome with a lot of different areas. Like you say today you are a network marketer, tomorrow a life coach, and then next tomorrow you are a real estate developer. It doesn't really appeal to a customer that is looking to buy something from you. So the best thing is to focus or to start with one, and then you expand based on what people are maybe asking you for, and then you can offer them, so you can now leverage the other skill set that you have. Maybe internally you may not even promote it, and you may promote it, but once people test you on something and they trust you, it is a lot easier to offer them other skills that you have. So yeah, that is my submission with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adam, for these gems. This is really valuable. And welcome to the new listeners, our new members that just joined us. And just to remind, today's theme is the business of social media, and we have our guest speakers here. So get ready to take notes and just grab the knowledge that we'll be sharing with you. And from that, I will move to Fash. So, Fash, you've been in the entrepreneurial sector for some time now, and we have been working with the youth for quite a while. So, can you tell us more about these questions in terms of what is the purpose and strategy that young people can have?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. So, when I think about the opportunities that young people are missing when it comes to social media, I think it's something I call not leveraging on the opportunity of directly connecting to people. Connection. I think I'll use that word. So, yes, you put out a lot of things, you share a lot of things, but sometimes you're waiting for the likes, you're waiting for the shares. The likes and the shares does not matter at the end of the day. Yes, they can matter as a proof, but at the end of the day, it's more about the connections that you make. So I'll give you an example. Back in the days, I think this is almost about 8 years or 10 years ago, when people connect with me on Facebook and I accept their connection, the first thing I do, so I had a personalized message that I sent to them in their DM. I say something like, "Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for connecting with me. I hope you're doing great today. I'd love to learn more about what you do." And that was it. Very simple message. But that message was so powerful that, yes, not everybody will reply, but the few people that replied, it automatically led to conversation. And I tell you what, conversation is where many other big things happen. Because one, I was just curious to learn more about them. So I was not pitching anything to them. I was not telling them what I do or what I offer or any service I want them to buy. I was basically genuinely interested in them to learn more about them. And so, based on that, I made a lot of connections. People that I speak to in the inbox whenever I share anything, they're more curious to share. They're more curious to add comment and everything. And I think that was also the way I got my first client, actually on Facebook, that paid for my coaching service at that time. So that's one thing that I think a lot of people are missing, the connection. Many people feel networking, you have to go for networking events and meet people, and you have to spend a lot of money. But when you connect with people on LinkedIn, when people follow you, and even on Twitter, do you initiate a conversation with them? So I think there's a big opportunity that a lot of people are missing. And if you can tap into just that one opportunity, I tell you what, you're going to get a lot of different. Again, don't think that immediately you talk to 30 people or 10 people, the big opportunities will be rolling by. No. But it has to be something that you're intentional about. This is something you're consistent about. And then one possibility could emerge. People could share with you opportunities. People could share with you something that's of interest. And what I found out as well is, anytime I meet people that I've connected with through inbox, in real life, it feels like we've known each other forever. So I would say that people should really tap into the opportunity of connecting with people directly, being genuinely interested in people and wanting to learn more about them. And I believe a lot of possibilities could come from there. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Fash. So, just hearing from you, I do believe that those connections really matter, and you'll have to be intentional as well. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of our speakers who shared. Lulu, do you want to go, or
All right. So I'll just say one opportunity that many people miss is this disease that I call it a disease because it is a disease. Waiting for the right time to start. Oh, I don't have a camera. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have proper lighting. I don't have the best studio. Literally, you complain about everything that you don't have. But one thing I tell people, what's in your hand and what can you use right now and build from there. One thing that I say is that social media rewards action, not perfection, because the more you keep on putting out your content, even if it's text based, video based, with that phone that you have, no influencer started with the right kind of phone, the right kind of what is it called? The right kind of tool. They just started and they grew over time and their audience grew with them. So when we always wait for that right time with better lighting, cameras, it will not come. And you see, the thing is that the last thing that I normally say is when you wait for that perfect time, most of the people who you are maybe in the same niche, they started with what they had and what was in their hands, and they grew and they bought those cameras and they said what probably you could have said, and they have monetized it. And now for you, you start feeling bad and viewing everybody at a point of jealousy. Oh, why are they having this? Why are they having that? The thing is that between you and them, it's just that action that they took. So most people, like, we shouldn't wait for the right time, because something else that I always say is that when people say I'm waiting for the right time because I don't know what to share, I am not a professor, I'm not a guru in this industry. Well, people started by sharing their authentic stories, and over time they grew from there and their audience grew with them. So that tells me one thing: there's always each and every person learning from you at that level that you are in. A nursery student will learn from that teacher, and that teacher, that nursery teacher, will learn from a degree holder, and that degree holder will learn from a PhD holder, and they will have different people in each level. You have everybody, people to listen to you. So waiting for the right time equals missed opportunities, because every day you delay people who need you and you need your services. Every day you wait, you miss an opportunity to grow. So just start where you are, at the level you are, be authentic and grow with your audience. Your audience will love that authenticity and they will grow with you, and to some point other people will come in and buy into your vision. So that's what I'll say: stop waiting for the right time, because when you wait for that perfect time, there'll be no perfect time. So yeah.
thank you very much, Lulu, for those gems. So, as she said, there is no perfect time, so better just start posting those content of yours that you have and just go for it. And now I would like us to dive deeper and talk about more branding and storytelling. And these days, everyone is saying, yes, be authentic or build a personal brand, all of that. But then, what does it really mean in practice? How do you actually craft a presence that aligns with your values, but also attracts the right audience? And Lulu, as you were just starting to talk more about, be authentic to yourself and all of that, like, can you talk to us more about the inner foundation, like how to, or how does one person go for it, like in terms of identity, mindset, in terms of clarity? How can one build that?
All right, thank you. Talking about authenticity here is you being true and being real with your brand. What does your brand stand for? What are your values as an individual? When most people talk about, I had someone talking about authenticity just being more on, I need to be true to what my audience wants. For them, that was authenticity. But to me, authenticity is more on being real with your presence, message, and style. You see, that voice that you have always had and that style that you have always had in terms of your writing and messaging, that is you. So talk about it every day and every time. And with time, people will always know what you stand for and what you talk about. So just be real with your audience. If today you write a vulnerable post, write it from that point of, I want to share something with my audience so that they can learn from one or two things. So yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Lulu. And I would love to pass it to Toluwanimi. So, Tolua, can you please walk us through the multidimensional of branding? So, how to one position themselves in when they have multiple talents and multiple interests, but they want to do that without confusion. Like when you were saying earlier, be able to express all of your interests and paint the whole picture of who you are. So, how can one do that without creating confusion?
Oh my god, you need to see me dancing when you ask me this question. So good. I love it. Thank you for asking me. So when it comes to multiple gifting, multiple expression, and so I'm going to paint a scenario to explain the problem before I answer the question. Right. So what you're asking me is, someone is probably a graphic designer, a content creator, you are a coach, you want to be a public speaker, maybe you're a pharmacist. Or speaking of myself, I am a pharmacist, right? I'm a pharmacist, I speak. I'm a personal brand consultant. I'm a marketing strategist in my place of work. At the core of everything I do is marketing strategy. But yeah, I have a pharmacy background. So yes, if you're someone like me and you want to build a cohesive personal brand that allows you to fully express yourself, get all of the opportunities, and you don't come off random, how do you build that kind of brand? So first thing I would say is, forget about your gifts, forget about your skills, forget about your expertise, and start asking your question and ask yourself, what problem does all of this solve? So all of these giftings I have, all of these skills I have, what is the central point at the core of all of these gifts that I have? What problem am I solving, and who am I solving it from? So let me paint a scenario. So I have a client, he's a graphic designer, he's a video editor, he does website design and all of those creative stuff. So one mistake he would do to himself is when he goes for an event and they ask you, who are you? And he says, I am a graphic designer. No, you are actually not a graphic designer. You are a creative. Look at it this way. If you're a graphic designer, you are communicating the mind of your ideal client through a graphic design, right? So for instance, I might want to sell, I don't know your favorite food in Rwanda, but for me in Nigeria, yeah, my favorite food is amala. So I want to sell amala, right? And I'm just that amala vendor looking to launch into the market. So I have this idea in my mind. I'm reaching out to a graphic designer to accurately lay out this information on a flyer in such a way that people see it and they buy my amala. If I'm a video editor, I'm doing the same thing. I'm communicating through motions, right? So at the core of everything I am doing, I am communicating. I am helping people communicate their ideas, their businesses through creative communication. So rather than introducing myself as a graphic designer, I will introduce myself as the problem I solve. So let me give you another example. Then I'll tie it up into my main point. So Tolu is a public speaker. Tolu is a marketing strategist. Tolu is a personal brand consultant. Tolu does many things. But at the core of everything that Tolu does, she's solving problems. She's solving a problem for business owners. Business owners that have products but they are not making sales. Individuals that have, now I even feel like I'm talking too fast. So the business owners that have products that are not making sales, multidimensional individuals that have skills, expertise, but they don't know how to pull all of this together. So Tolu will be doing herself a very big disadvantage if Tolu comes on board and introduces herself as, my name is Tolu Aninifagunleka, I'm a pharmacist, or my name is Tolu Aninifagunleka, I'm a marketing strategist. No, I will not do that. I rather will go through the route of saying, my name is Tolu Aninifagunleka. I help multidimensional individuals and entrepreneurs unlock their multiple streams of income through personal branding or marketing strategies that launch their business to the market. So how to solve that problem is, first, identify your core. What problem are you solving? At the core of everything that you are doing, what problem are you solving? Once you find that problem, convert that problem to a positioning statement. Now, every other thing that matters to you will now become an undertone. So while my major positioning is that of a marketing strategist, if you follow me accurately, from the lens of my content, from the lens of my lifestyle, you could tell that this person is a Christian and this person values God. From the lens of my content, you can tell that this person actually have a professional background in medicine. From the lens of everything that I do, you would find every other part of me, right? While I am still focused on solving and communicating solely the problem that I solve. So I would wrap up all of that to say that people focus so much on titles that they lose essence on the solutions that they are actually solving. So forget all of the titles that you carry. I am a graphic designer, I am this. And ask yourself, at the core of everything I am doing, what is the transformation that people walk away with? That transformation that people walk away with is your positioning statement that will allow you build a personal brand that would help you fully express yourself while unlocking your multiple streams of income.
Thank you for these gems. I think those were great advice, and I'm encouraging our listeners, our members here, joining us today, to retreat, to ask questions, and just engage with our speakers. And I would like to ask Fash. So, what is since you've been getting opportunities from LinkedIn and all of that, can you give us a practical tip we can use on LinkedIn or Instagram in order to attract visibility and partnership deals, or even attract or land jobs? How can one do that?
Okay, I'm probably going to share some of my secret. Alright. So, okay, let me start with Twitter. Okay, now on Twitter, there's a feature. Actually, there's a couple of features that I'm going to talk about, and I hope you guys use them because I use them so well, and they helped me to really get different opportunity. One is what we call the advanced search. The advanced search, most people probably don't know about this. So when you're on a laptop and you go to the normal search, there's a 3 dots in there that take you to advanced search. If you're on mobile and you want to use advanced search, you need to use a bit of syntax. Okay, we can't really dive so much into this, but you can Google some of these things. So for example, there is a way I use keywords on Twitter search, and not just on Twitter, even on LinkedIn and on Instagram and everywhere, that helps me to find the things I'm looking for. Now, the reason why this is key and important is because there's so much tweets, there's so much LinkedIn content and many things. Now, how do you get yourself off from all these tweets, right? So you need to find a way to make sure that you can find the things you want and you can find it easily, and you can leverage on it. So that's why I use advanced search, okay? And that's why I use keywords. So for example, if I'm looking for a fellowship program, a professional fellowship program, so what am I going to type? I'm going to type something like apply, comma, fellowship, comma, maybe this fellowship is in Egypt or it's in Nigeria. I'll put that location as well. Now, beyond these keywords that I mentioned, now if I click search, this is going to bring top posts. Now, it's every post that comes out now, we include the words that I put in the search. Now, beyond the top post, there's also something called recent in the research in the search results. Now, under this recent post, it's going to show me the tweets and the opportunities that are more recent and may not actually be top, because the top search that Twitter was giving me is most likely because a lot of people engaged with the tweet. There was a lot of likes, there was a lot of retweets. But when I go to recent posts, it's going to give me something now that either people reacted to it or not, I will still find it. Okay, that's an example of how I kind of find this kind of opportunity. Now on Twitter as well, there's a way I can search for tweets that is written in a particular location. So for example, in Rwanda, let's say I'm looking for people that are tweeting from Cameroon or people tweeting from Mozambique. There's a way I can search. and I can find their tweets, right? Um, Again, there's a bit of technicality to this, but they are pretty simple. You can learn them. This is how I find the tweets that has the kind of opportunity that I'm looking for, and I can leverage on them. That's one. Number two, there's something called intentional posting or intentional sharing. Now we're currently on this X Live. Many of you will listen to everything we share today, and then yeah, you pick some lessons, you can use them, but you never share with anyone and online that you were part of this. Now, when I say sharing, some of you will think, well, I shared it on my Twitter, no, on my WhatsApp status. WhatsApp status disappears in 24 hours. For me, and when I talk about intentional content, okay, maybe I should say this in two parts. The first part is I will take a screenshot of what we're doing right now with my name in there. If I'm a speaker, I'm a listener. Then the reason why I'm taking a screenshot is I'm also going to write what I'm learning from this session and the actions I'm going to take from this session, and I will tweet about that. Now, what has that done? Number one, it's going to show my listener or my audience that I am someone committed to lifelong learning, which means I'm not just wasting my life, okay? I'm not just someone random. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly listening to people that are experts and that are professionals. I'm in the room with people that are doing excellent things and great things. Here's the thing: when I share the screenshot and the lessons that I'm learning, I will tag each of the speakers for them to get a mention that these were the things that they said during the session, and I caught it so well and I wrote about it. I've done this so intentionally that I've been able to connect directly with speakers after the session, because I will go for a conference and people are speaking and all that. I will take intentional pictures. I will tweet what that person has said and I will quote them and I will put their handle. What that means is, after the event, when they check their phone, they will see that somebody has tagged them online based on what they said. So there's that likelihood that they want to engage, they want to say thank you for sharing, and from there, of course, I take it to DM. Remember what I told you the other time, and then I build a connection from there, and a lot of things happen. Now, the first part that I mentioned before, beyond the fact that I'm connecting to the speaker and I've tagged them and all that, what also happens is this: it is very likely that there's a point in your life where people will ask you for what you have done. For example, somebody wants to ask you, have you ever been a speaker anywhere? Tell us about your personal development or your personal growth. Tell us how you use social media. I can go back to that tweet that I tweeted many years ago and I can show them for real. Here am I, speaking to this audience from different countries. Here am I learning from these professionals. Here am I, because today people want to see proofs. We are done with the century where people are saying, oh yes, I did it, and you do not have any documentation to show us that you've actually done the things that you said you have done. So one, anything you're doing that makes you grow, that makes you better, that makes you be in the community of professionals and experts, make sure you capture that and capture it in the most professional way. Write about it in the most professional way. Someday you're going to need that tweet. You're going to enter a room one day and they will show you the tweets that shows that you've actually been someone that is very much interested and putting so much energy and interest in developing yourself and growing. There's a few more tips, but ma'am, I know there's a whole lot more that people are going to share, so I'm going to stop at that point. Thank you so much.
I was enjoying this. Me, I was taking notes right now. I hope you can hear my my head, like the sound of it. But yeah, thank you very much, Fash. And this, to tap more on that practicality, I want to ask an open question in terms of what is one or two things someone should start doing today, like right now, on social media if they want to see real results. And this is like an open question, so any of our speakers can just jump in to give us more practical tips.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
So you had said that if you want to make sales on social media, what should you be doing? So first, I just really want to say solid tips Dr. Fash has shared. But if you want to sell on social media, you have to have the mindset of a giver, right? So there is this culture of, oh, I want to network. Even in networking, there's this culture of I want to take from this person. And while Fash was speaking, I just gone to his page, and the very first thing that caught my attention was satisfied listener. Right. So yes, that is like one major key thing to making sales on social media. You have to be someone that cares about people. So if you don't care, everything starts from caring. If you don't care, you will not even be intentional enough to give value. Neither would you be intentional enough to listen to the needs of your audience. So people are so much about themselves, their goals, what they want to make out of social media, they want to have 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers, 1 million followers, and all of those things that you lose sight of. These are actually human beings. Like imagine a room filled with 1,000 people. Imagine a room filled with 100 people. That's literally what it means for you to have 100 followers, for you to have 5 million followers, and all of those things. So, what do you have to offer these people? So, I would say lead with value, and lead with value from a place of care. Right, so the reason why most people don't have content to put out, the reason why people don't have what to sell in most situations is you don't care enough. If you care enough, your brain and your thought process would always be thinking about your audience. You would always have content ideas. So for me, I have a very strong burden for business owners and multi potentialites, right? Entrepreneurs in general. So even in my sleep, like sleeping and waking up overnight, I literally dreamt of a flyer. Like there's just something that just caring for the people that you want to serve does for you. You would have ideas that stand you out. You would always go the extra mile. So why every other person can host a webinar because they just want to generate leads, you will go the extra mile of ensuring that the topic you want to even host on resonates with your audience. You go the extra mile of ensuring that the platform you want to use for this event is a convenient platform for the audience you want to serve. You go the extra mile of ensuring that the speakers you are bringing on board, they resonate with your topic. So everything first starts from a place of care. So I would say that care more about care, like do the hard work of caring, right? Do the hard work of caring. And number two would be that give more value, give more before you ask. Then the third thing I would say is create content. So a lot of times people are very obsessed with quality, and I think Lulu had mentioned something like this. People are more obsessed with the quality of their content than the quantity of their content. So right now, if I check everyone's phone, there's probably 5 videos that you have filmed in the last 5 months that you have not posted because you feel like, oh, the audio was crappy, or what you are wearing is not nice, or maybe you have H factor and your H factor was H factoring in that video and you did not post it out, right? So if you don't show up, people will not remember you. So people actually buy from people they know, right? So you can actually be the best in your industry, but people don't know you, right? And there is just one guy who has just been churning out content on all angles. So that will be the person that will be recommended. So I would say put out content that resonates with your audience. So final thing I would say is if you're an expert that have done the hard work of investing in yourself, building the experience, you want to ensure that even in your content carries the weight of your expertise. So now that we have AI, we have ChatGPT, we have Google, so it's very easy for anybody to come online and tell you five tips to grow your this, 4 ways to this, 100 ways to that. So everybody is now 5 way in, 10 way in, and you're just sounding like every other person. Meanwhile, you actually know this stuff. Like, if you are an expert, sound like it. Let your content carry the weight of your expertise, such that if I come across your post, I know that this is not a chat GPT post. This content is coming from a place of experience. And I'll just wrap up with an example. So if I want to teach you, if for instance, if I want to teach you how to build a personal brand and I want to sound like AI now means that I don't really know this thing. No, I'm a newbie in the marketplace. I'm most likely going to say something like, here is how to optimize your page to attract opportunities. Step one, edit your bio. Step two, all of those yada yada content. Now, if you're somebody that actually know the work and you've done the work, your content actually has to carry the weight of your expertise. So I'm not coming online to tell you there are 5 ways to optimize your page. I'm rather telling you that in the 5 years of working hand in hand with my clients across different industry, here are 3 things I've seen that worked for them. The very first one sounds like what anybody can put out. The second one carries the weight of your expertise, carries the years of your experience, and carries more solidification than the first one. So I would say that even in sharing content, if you're an expert in this space, let your content carry the weight of your expertise. One last thing before I go: stop dancing on social media. Right? So in a world that teaches everybody to be authentic, be real, be this, be that. So in the bid to be authentic, people have lost their personal values. So there was a time that get ready with me was trending, and everybody was trying to jump on that trend. You are somebody that has home training, like your parents literally trained you well. But in the bid to gain followers, you are now lost. I don't even know the right word, but I just really want to say that if you actually know what you are doing, like you know what you will not have to dance on social media to attract the right type of audience. And if dancing on social media can give you a viral post, but dancing on social media will not retain your audience. Dancing on social media will not give you buying clients. Dancing on social media will not give you the opportunities that you need, except you're an influencer and you just want to build a fan base. But if you're somebody building knowledge industry, dancing on social media should be the least of your priority. It should not even be on your priority list. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Tony, this is so valuable. Like, because I think dancing on social media, just what you said, is so trending everywhere. So I think people need to know like where they fit into this market. And thank you for highlighting that, and also that we need to post more content, and also just know how to do that in a regular basis. So thank you very much for you guys sharing more tips and practical things that we want to do. And now I would like to turn more into, after you've posted that content, after you've created your post very well, how do you turn followers into income? How do you do that? And what does that process look like of engagement and turning that following into actual income or clients or business growth? So, and I would like to ask Adam about it, and I would love you to share more about what type of content converts and more about ad strategies.
Yeah, thank you very much, the host. So yes, I would just share some step-by-step process of how you can convert your followers into income. So I run a marketing agency, and I used to be like under pressure to do this for most of the project that we take up, because everybody wants to quickly get money as soon as possible from their followers, and then so we are responsible to do that for them. So the first thing we ensure is to make sure that they are first created something we call value-based content, which are what most of the other previous speakers have perfectly emphasized, which is very important. So people need to get value from your content. Yeah, it's something to be dancing, and also it's something to also be on social media and learn something from a page. So people need to be able to get a value from the content that you create on your page. And how do you do that? Some of the ways that you do it is to answer the questions that people are already asking you or your brand about some of the problems that they face in the industry that you serve, and you turn that to really valuable content that people can feel connected with, because it's something that they're already asking about. And after you do that, the next thing is how you can move them from content, like define a clear conversion pathway of how you can take them from content into your bank. So how do you do that? You first come up with an offer. So what are you selling to them? What am I selling? I'm a coach. What do I want to sell to my followers? So a coach naturally will want to sell things like a workshop or a training session or a one-on-one session with their clients. So how do you sell that, and how can you be able to uh, promote that and get people to buy from social media? So one of the ways you do that is to create a content around the product or the services that you want to sell. So you create the product, and you 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 make a post about that product that you want to sell, giving some really practical, actionable values about that product that you want to sell. And after you do that, you also want to get people to take an action after they see that post. So let's say you create a post about a workshop that you're about to have next month, and then you give some valuable content about that workshop, like free content that you are going to be offering for pay, but then some of it you offer them for free. And you ask people that if they're interested in this workshop, they should comment below. And when they comment maybe workshop below, you have set up an automated system. So we use ManyChat, a tool called ManyChat, mostly to do this, and that send a particular DM to everybody that comments workshop under that post. And after they comment that workshop, you take them from the DM, you send them a DM about maybe where do you want them to sign up, or you want them to speak with your assistant, or you want them to speak with one of representative. So you take them from the DM into your from the comment section into your DM, and when they get to your DM, that is where you now offer them something more, which is maybe you ask them to buy that workshop, or if it's attending it for free, you ask them for their emails and phone number. And when they get their phone numbers and emails, you then use that to put that into your system, where you can remarket to them through text message or through email marketing. And with that, they have become part of your system, so you can market to them as much as possible through this process. And another way you can also do this, well, or one of the ways that we also do for our clients, is to take your followers. Like for example, there was a client that we welcome every new followers that they get. So our team will welcome them, and then they will send them like a DM of a gift, a welcome gift. So when they claim this welcome gift, they tend to give their emails, and after they give their emails, we send them an option to book a free consultation with this brand that we work with. And the sales team of the brand book take this consultation, and then they give them some valuable, because it's all about value. If you are not giving value, people will not really trust the brand. So you give value first to create the content, and then you also give another value through the email, and another value while speaking with them on the consultation. So you give value, and after that, that is when you now ask them for money. That is when you ask them to buy your products or the services that you offer. So the process of taking people from followers to income is like an intentional process that includes like a very strategic system that you put in place to take them from that initial stage that they see your post or they followed you, to the stage whereby they buy something from you. And we also have other stages that we also create when we are not going looking to do this via organic platforms, organic method. So we also have paid ad, whereby we create like a well-defined landing page. And before we also do this, it also comes back to first giving some values on your page, because when people see your ad, when they see your ad, they want to click on your page and see what you have on your page. And if they see the page is not really is not impressive to them, or they don't really get value from the page, they tend to not trust the brand and maybe feel like, okay, this person is just trying to maybe get their money and all that. But when they click your page and you already sustain their interest with a lot of valuable content, they tend to go back to your ads and click on your landing page and take the action you are asking them to take on the landing page. So for example, somebody came across your ad and then they go to your page, they see a lot of reviews, they see a lot of valuable insight that you have shared about the topic or your niche, and also question what people that you have answered as your post, it feels personal to them because it's the problem that they are also looking to solve. And after that, they can go back to your landing page, click on it. If it's to book an appointment with you, they book appointment, they join your wait list, or they buy your products from there. So everything starts with first giving the value, let your page be valuable itself. Then you now run an offer of what you want to sell to them. Is it a product? Is it services? Then you can do that through paid ads by creating a landing page and sending targeted traffic into the landing page. There are also a lot of details about how you can create an ad. I know that we can discuss all that, but then creating an ad and sending the traffic to this landing page and getting those people to convert, or you create some really valuable content that you know that when anybody come across this content that have this issue, they will be interested and they will want to be part of what you do, and they're likely to comment interested or what you ask them to comment, and you can pick them from there to DM. So these are some of the process that you can use to take your followers from followers to income. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adam, for this, Jen. I think what you said is really relatable, like having that system from when they comment to when you will sell your product or present your offer to them. So thank you very much. And I will pass it to Tolu. So if you can you share with us, like since you've been working with entrepreneurs a lot, can you share with us, or even some of your other clients, how they can or how they move from stuck to scaling? Like how is that process look like?
Okay, solid question here. And I'm just going to summarize my answer in a concept that is called sales funnel, right? And maybe I'll just say that a sales funnel mindset, right? So what do I mean by sales funnel mindset? So I'll paint a scenario. Typically, what happens is people come to speak. So you're invited. Let's assume that you are invited to Rwanda to speak, and you have opportunity to an audience of 1,000 sitting. So what typically happens here is people come, they speak, and they go to their house. You literally had access to 1,000 people that you could have at least converted 200 of them to your community members. I'm not even talking about getting them to pay you for stuff. But having a sales funnel mindset is what will tell you that in the process of preparing your presentation, question that would normally ring in your mind if you are someone that is sales funnel conscious is, at the end of my presentation, how can I get 20 to 50% of these people to follow me on Instagram? How can I get them to sign up for my email list? How can I get them to buy my book? And that's why you see that speakers that are sales funnel conscious, and you know I'm talking about speakers, I will generalize it very soon. Speakers that are sales funnel conscious, you see them going with their books to conferences. They go with their books to program. Why? Because at the end of the day, there is so little. I mean, we've been on this call for the last 1 hour, right? There is so little you can share. At the end of the day, I have right on this call, I have met Adam, have met Kenneth, and quite a number of people. This will most likely be your only interaction if you don't intentionally pull people into your sales funnel. Right, so many times you get access to a large crowd of people, you get access to interact with people, but because you are not sales funnel conscious, you lose traction. So it brings me to say that a lot of people just have social media platform. You don't have an email list, you don't have a community, you don't even have products, you don't have a lead magnet, you don't have anything. All you have is probably what most people easily have is maybe an Instagram page. Me, I'm very active on Instagram. This Twitter account, funny thing is I've not been in this Twitter account since 2022. So today is the first day I'm coming back on Twitter since 2022, and it's JCI Rwanda that brought me back to the platform, right? I'm more active on Instagram. So what most people have is probably one social media account, a WhatsApp account, and all of those things. Maybe a paid course. So you have those three things. If you are currently on this call and this is the three things that you have, just know that you are not sales funnel conscious. If you are sales funnel conscious, you would definitely have a lead magnet. You would have a lot of freebies at the tip of your fingertip. Let me just share a personal example. So I'm already planning my workshop. So it's called the Multi-Dimensional Brand Workshop. I had the first edition in December. It was in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. And it's majorly a 3-day workshop designed for multi-dimensional individuals, majorly to help them build a cohesive personal brand that allow them unlock their multiple streams of income, impact, and influence. This year, July, I'm hosting the workshop again in Kenya. Now, I am very sales funnel conscious. The workshop is happening in Kenya since April. My team and I have constantly been reaching out to people. We've had free webinars. I've given out a lot of free resources just to get Kenyans on the WhatsApp group. Now, they all joined the WhatsApp group for free. I mean, when we're doing the publicity, we ran ads and the publicity directly to the WhatsApp group. Now, that is where a lot of people will stop. I mean, you've just seen 1,000 people in your WhatsApp group, you are very happy. But if you are sales funnel conscious, you realize that people actually just join WhatsApp groups and they ignore it. People join your WhatsApp group for joining sake. Maybe they were just stumbling on links and they just tapped the link and they just stumbled on your WhatsApp group. Maybe the next 2 days they'll not be like, which group is this one again? They will not leave the group. But if you're sales funnel conscious, you will know that even if these people have joined my WhatsApp group, they are not yet my audience. So what did I do? I interacted with these people in their DMs back to back. Of course, I have a lot of automated tools. So I'll send them DMs. Hi, my name is this. Kindly save my contact. Nice to meet you. Hi, I have this freebie for you. If you want to get this freebie, just save my number and tell me you are done. And I'll send you your freebie. All of them will say, done. I've even invited my friends. Sales funnel conscious. That way, 2 things I've done. I've gotten them to save my contact. I've gotten their email address, because before you get my freebie, you have to register. So you give me your name, you give me your email. So I brought you to my group, step 1. Step 2, I came to your DM. You saved my contact. You will see my WhatsApp status. Step 3, I've given you a freebie. You will register. You give me your name, you give me your email address. So sales funnel conscious is, even if you don't pay for my workshop in July, you are going to be with me all through your life as long as I am concerned. If you not buy my product in 2027, you buy it in 2030. You might not even buy it. You might just be a connector that will connect me to somebody that will help me somewhere, somehow. So I'll just say that if you're somebody that is currently looking to convert your audience, be sales funnel conscious, right? So you have 1,000 followers, you have 10K followers on Instagram. First thing to know is that these people are just numbers. They are not in your community. So sales funnel conscious is, okay, I have 10K followers. What can I give these guys for free to ensure that they sign up to my email list? How can I drag these guys to my WhatsApp community? How can I get these guys contact? Because what happens? What if Instagram took down my page in 2023? I have to rebuild it again. What if Instagram takes down your page today? So sales funnel conscious is consciously taking your audience through a journey that involves them knowing you, liking you, and trusting you enough to give you their money, right? So people just expect that you come on a call, they like you, you've done free masterclass, up next, come and buy my product. You did not buy, shut down the group, remove everybody. That's all. No. So knowing you is, hello, my name is Tolu Fagmoleka. Kindly save my contact. Please follow me. Please connect with me. Step 1. Step 2 is, how do I get this guy to trust me? That I already said earlier. Show up with value every day. If not every day, define your own consistency. Don't show up 3 times a week. Don't show up once a week. Don't show up every day. Define your own consistency. But one thing you should not do is show up only when you want to sell. That is bad behavior, right? And a lot of people do it. You only show up on your social media platform when you have an offer to sell. Then nobody buys it and you feel like, oh, my audience is not shop. It's you. Is it that you had the problem? Change your bad behavior. So anyways, what I'm just saying is, sales funnel conscious is, I've gotten these people to save my contact, right? And I'm now telling you guys, I'm showing up every day on social media, right? Or every 3 days or every 4 days, I'm showing up. And if you're somebody that is very active on Instagram, this is a secret that you might want to leverage on. Your story is not for you to repost stories. Your Instagram story is actually to tell stories. Same thing as WhatsApp status. Your WhatsApp status is not to repost memes. It's called WhatsApp story for a reason. It's called Instagram story for a reason. I have closed like a bulk of my sales right from Instagram story. Why? Because I intentionally create content for my Instagram story. as much as I create content for my Instagram feed, I intentionally put out content for my Instagram status as I put out content in my WhatsApp groups, right? So trusting you is showing up every day. Trusting you is intentionally creating freebies, right? And I would also say that, I've said freebie. Don't fall into the trap of freebies that people now associate you with the word free. So the day you now decide to sell, people now have a mind. There's this mindset shift. I don't know if it has happened to you before, that you see somebody that put a price on their product, but then your mind is not having it, that they want to sell, because all through the course of your journey with them, you've always known them to do free webinar, free book, free, and all of a sudden they want to put a price over your product. So I would say that stagger it. While you are giving things out for free, have a low ticket offer, have a mid ticket offer, and have an high ticket offer. So this is still sales funnel conscious. So you brought these people to your email list. What is a low ticket offer that you can sell, right? What is something that is not so expensive? You could even pay something, I don't know what your currency in Rwanda, but I know Kenya shillings. Now that I want to go to Kenya, I'm understanding Kenya shillings. I know that Kenya shillings now, I can do 400 Kenya shillings, 500 Kenya shillings, 1,000 Kenya shillings. In Nigeria, I can do 5K, 5,000 naira, 10K. Your low ticket offer can be as low as 1,000 naira. It can be as high as 20,000 naira. Test the market, because if people are not willing to pay for a low ticket offer, there is a very low tendency that they will pay for your high ticket offer. So you want to stagger it. I have consistently given, so this is my framework for anyone that's never sold before. Show up consistently for 30 days, giving value for free. Just show up, just give value. After showing up specifically in a particular direction, right, you are sharing your expertise on different things, but then your messaging is solid. The problem that you are solving is clear, irrespective of the gifts that you have. Your problem that you are solving is very clear. The second month, sell something, right? Sell something, and you don't even have to be emotional about it. If nobody buys, it's fine. If just one person buys it, it's fine. The reason why you are selling at this point is not because you want to make money. You are selling at this point because you want to test how much people are willing to put their money on your expertise. So if people are not willing to drop a particular amount of money, no matter how low, for your expertise, it just shows that you are probably doing content creation wrong, or you have built the wrong set of audience. So low ticket offer, mid ticket offer, then launch your high ticket offer. So I would just say that in summary, I would say be more sales funnel conscious, right? So as I am on this call, I am very sales funnel conscious. So I'm checking everybody's profile one by one. I think I've followed one or two people. I'm checking here and there. So sales funnel conscious is at the end, even writing, Dr. Thatcher said that one thing you normally would do is that when he goes to a program, he would take notes, tag them, write all of those things and get their attention. That's being sales funnel conscious, right? So in summary, it's sales funnel conscious. Yep.
Thank you so much for these gems. I'm taking notes. If you guys are not taking notes, you are missing out. Take notes. Also, do not forget to ask your questions. We will answer them right before the end of this session. And comment, retweet, tag them as Tolu said and Fash advised. Yes, so thank you again, Tolu, for sharing these gems with us. And we've passed the hour, but we'll stay for some more, just 30 minutes more, to give everybody the chance to speak and also for us to learn more. And now I would like to ask Sabina if that is okay. So Sabina just joined us. I just want to welcome you first and ask you if you can share some tips you have on how we can turn followers into income.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Apologies, I'm joined late, but we are now here.
No
and
problem.
Thank you for hosting us. So I hope everyone is having a good evening. How we can turn followers into clients is number one, regardless of your service or your product, you need to keep this in mind. When you're doing marketing, it's about transactional. When you're doing selling, it's about profit. You are profit oriented. But then partnership is more about relationship building. So how can you turn your followers into clientele? Build relationships with them. Even the content that you're putting on your social media platform, make sure it is authentic. Okay, most of the time we'll promote our businesses or our products, but then there is no face attached to it. All right, and you realize most people will like your page, will follow your page, but since they do not know who is behind this particular product, it is easier for them to consume your product. So how to turn followers into a customers? Number one is build relationships with them. Number two, also invest in a personal brand, like be authentic with your personal brand, because again, most of the time our digital space is more polished. Like we will post our titles, our achievements, our credentials and all that. Like if you look at somebody's profile, you will be like, especially if you are a newbie, you will wonder like, this somebody who has already like made it. There is no failure, no storytelling. Even now that AI is here with us, we curate content that when somebody reads it, they're like, okay, wow, this person has already made it. So we need to build relationship and be authentic. Share those failures, but at the end of the post, there is something you are educating your people. I'll leave it at that, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sabina, and thank you for your advice as well. So know what to share, you guys. Not just the shine bright, but also share what is real. So thank you very much, Sabina, for that. And I would like to move now to our fourth session and our last session. So, which is about scaling and longevity. So, we all know that these days, with trends popping up everywhere and the algorithm and all of that, how do you stay consistent and avoid burnout? Especially when the algorithm keeps changing and trends keep coming and going. And I would like to ask Adam, and for this for these specific questions, speak from the lens of managing systems and teams.
Thank you so much. So, yeah,
Welcome.
how do you stay consistent? And okay, so platforms and algorithm, they usually change, and you cannot change that. So if you all remember how social media was like 5 years ago and how it is today, you know there's a lot of things have changed, and also new platform coming out and all that. But one thing that you notice is people that usually gives value then and are consistent then, they are still relevant now, even though social media algorithms and the platforms have reformed a lot within the past few years ago. So if you always follows the trend without being like very intentional about your your strategy to give like value instead of following like trend that comes and go, you may not be able to connect with people long time. But if you try to give value and you base your brand on principle and not the platform that you are in, you will be relevant every time, even though the platforms and algorithm change. So currently there are some algorithm updates on platforms like Instagram, for example. When you add music to your post, any post you are using, it tends to get like a lot more visibility than the one that you don't add music to. And also when you use in-platform tool to edit your post, it tends to also perform a lot better than a post that you have designed or you have made ready from another platform and you just bring it to Instagram. But how do you beat this trend? The best way is to be valuable. When you are valuable, you will connect with your audience. If your content is valuable, you will connect with your audience regardless of what is happening with the algorithm or the platform. The algorithm will always be changing, but then the most valuable thing is you giving consistent value and not following the trend, because trend will always change, but what will not change is the values that you put out, and you will always be the algorithm. If you run your content, your social media platform as a valuable person and you give like enough value, you are like a solution solution oriented, like you give a lot of value that speaks to what your customers are looking for or what your followers are looking for, you will always be relevant and be the algorithm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you. So always stay true to yourself and your principles. And even though the algorithm is not in your favor, value will always be seen by your clients. So thank you very much, Adam, for those. And I would like to pass it to Lulu. And can you please talk to us regarding that? And also, how can one protect their mindset and purpose regarding of changing trends and algorithms?
As John Maxwell will say, everything rises and falls on leadership. I will say everything rises and falls on your why. Because you know why. I'll start by, if you don't know your why and if you don't have a clear why, any direction will take you anywhere. And that's when people normally start feeling exhausted, confused, scattered. Today you're posting, tomorrow you're not posting. You just feel overwhelmed every now and then. So knowing your why is the foundation to everything that you do. Why am I on social media? I want to maybe grow my brand. Okay, what are the steps will I take so that I can grow my brand? Understanding your why is very important. Then the next thing I normally say, you need to design your rhythm according to you and not according to someone else's clock. If I am seeing Tolu right now, she's peppering us day and night. Post. Today she's posting, tomorrow she's posting, the other day she's posting. And for me, I'm like so pressured. I'm like, Omo, I must be like Tolu. So I compete with Tolu because Tolu is posting every now and then. That is how a definition of consistency. But for me, I'm just following what Tolu is doing and I'm not defining that consistency according to me. So if my consistency is on, I want to show up 3 times a week, that is what I will be doing. Tolu might be showing up 24/7, 365 because she knows her why. But if you don't know your why, then you will not be able to design your rhythm. So I normally tell people, first start with your why. Secondly, design rhythm according to you. So if you feel like posting 3 times a week, that is where you'll start. Start small, but build gradually. Post and say, today Tolu is doing, she's my competitor and she has been doing 10 times a week. I am going to do that. And you don't know her strategy. So know your why. If you know this is what I want to achieve, then start posting and start defining your consistency according to you. So that is what I will say. The next question was, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Lulu. So now I will ask the question of the participant, and he said, "What are the most effective strategies for launching a profitable project through social media, even for someone who doesn't have a large following yet?" And this can go to you or somebody else, like another speaker. So the question number 2 is: many people start social media pages or content creation journeys, but eventually give up. What are the key reasons so many fail to develop a strong and sustainable business model on social media?
Please repeat somebody. I would like to answer number and leave number
Which one?
number 2.
One or two?
Yes, the
Number 2. Okay.
question, the last question that you concluded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he said many people start social media pages or content creation journeys, but eventually give up. What are the key reasons so many fail to develop a strong and sustainable business model on social media?
I will start by saying, what kind of mindset do you have? Because a lot of people start with that joyfulness in their heart that I want to post. I want to be seen as a thought leader. But the number one thing is your mindset right? Because I remember when I started on social media, I was like, oh, I want to be like so and so. I want people to see me as a thought leader in this industry. But did I have the right mindset for it? No, apparently I did not have the right mindset for it. I started asking myself, if you don't have the right mindset to eat, then today, if your fruits don't yield, you will blame yourself, you will feel afraid of even posting the next time. You will now start having imposter syndrome. You'll start feeling bad and having all sorts of emotions. So the number one thing, check your mindset. Is your mindset right even for launching that profitable business? And we're talking about launching and mindset carries you along the way, because if now you start and you're like, I don't think this business will yield to anything, then you will not have the audacity to step out. Even if month one you're not seeing people engaging with your content, you will not give up, because you're seeing the end goal and you're seeing something bright. So if your mindset is scattered, and if you have that imposter syndrome, and if you're afraid of everything and anything, then you will keep your ideas stuck. You'll just be writing notes. You will be having a lot of things at the back end, but you'll never post, because first of all, you are starting a business from mindset that is not well cultivated. So you need to feed your mindset with the right kind of information and things. Then after you have worked on your mindset, then now we can start talking about launching profitably, because this mindset will hinder you from even launching, because you'll be launching from a point of scarcity, you'll be launching from a point of defeat and shame, and you'll not have that audacity. There's something that Tolu keeps on talking about, and it is audacity. So you need to have that audacity mindset, and a good mindset, so that you can. So how is your mindset like? That is where I would start, even before telling you, use these marketing strategies and all that. No, mindset first. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Lulu, for that. I think it's very relevant. Mindset is everything. So if your mindset is not set, your your strategy will not follow. So thank you for that, and the floor is open to whoever wants to answer the first question. So I can go ahead and just repeat it. So, what are the most effective strategies for launching a profitable project through social media, even for someone who doesn't have a large following?
I can jump in.
Mm. Okay.
First thing you need to remember is that all the people that have billions of followers today started from zero. Please remember this. Okay? That's the first thing you need to remember. So, with that in mind, it means that all of them also had to start from this level. But because you're thinking of launching a profitable project, you need to start from where you are now. So, you don't have much following, it means at least you have contacts of people. If you have contacts of people, that means there are few people that are looking at your WhatsApp status, right? So start there. Start from your WhatsApp status. You don't need to start on Instagram. You don't need to start on LinkedIn, right? So start from there. That's number one. So the few people that look at your status, share about the project you're working on, and people will start asking you questions about it and all that. That's one. Two, when you don't have so much large following, learn how to intentionally engage in the community or in the places where large following accounts are having a conversation. Now, I've seen people do this in a very wrong way. To see someone that has 10,000 followers, when they put something online, they go to the comment section and they post or they plug their products there. This is wrong. Always think first of relationship. Always think first of engaging with something meaningful. Okay? People, when they see meaningful comments or they see meaningful engagement, they will go to your profile to check out what you're doing. Okay? So if someone has written something, go there. Don't just say thank you for sharing. I've seen people do this so much on LinkedIn. I look at them like, no way. When someone has shared something on LinkedIn or shared something on online, don't just go there and say thank you for sharing. Oh, that was so nice. No, this is very lazy way of engaging people. Go there, Thank them for what they've shared. Ask them a question based on the thing they've shared. Very, very meaningful question. When you do that, they will want to respond to you. And as they're responding to you, other people that are also commenting will see your own comments, and then they continue. I feel like giving you guys real example of so maybe some of you know Stripe Masiyiwa. I think he's a billionaire from maybe Zimbabwe, thereabout. And he writes a lot on Facebook, and I think he moved now to LinkedIn. I used to get a lot of people commenting and liking because he writes really from core experience and very authentic. I remember at that time he shared something, and I think I commented on it. And what I'm sharing right now is probably in 2016 or 17. I replied to what he shared, and I shared about the work I was doing back then. I was in a state called Benue State in Nigeria. And I tell you what, people liked the comment, they replied and everything. And what was most interesting, someone saw the project I was doing. At that time, we were creating solar touchlights for rural communities. We were co-creating with them. We're building it together with them. We'll go and get bamboo, and then we solar lamp and everything. And this guy run a business in bamboo. When he saw the comment of what we're doing in the rural community, this guy traveled all the way from Lagos to Benue State, Nigeria. I'm talking about a 12-hour road trip. He was super inspired. He was like, oh my goodness, you guys are working with the rural community. I can't believe somebody is doing this kind of work. He came down. Guys, I have pictures of all of these things I can share with you. There was another person that I also that also commented on that thing, who was based in, I think, Boko, like another city in Benue State. I was like, no, you cannot be in Benue State. This is not. We met. This she became my client at some point as well. Paid for one of my coaching. All from a very meaningful comment. So you don't have large following, that's okay. But do you have sense and wisdom? If you have this, then the heavens are open. I'll stop there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pash, for this. And I think so being also very intentional about your comment section is also very valuable. So stories being very intentional about what you post on your story and also how you comment on people's posts. So thank you very much. And I would like to close it here with just 3 remarks. So with all that our valuable guest speaker shared, so you need to choose strategy over scrolling, and choose clarity over chaos, and mostly choose purpose over popularity and trends. So thank you again, and I will just ask my speakers to give one last comment they will want to share with you all before we close off. And I'll start. Yeah, Sabina, you can go.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to respond about the burnout issue, but because we don't have much time, let me just say the parting shot. So, for founders are multidimensional. So before you even get to a point of burning out, ensure that you optimize your personal brand. There has to be a face attached to your business brand, and then start embracing a CRM system as soon as possible, as soon as like right now. And maybe the one that I'm using, because right now every single client that is interested in my service, I have their details. So even if I'm logged out of any platform that I use, I already have the client's detail on my end, and that will make things easier. Because in the next like 3 years or 5 years, you are launching a new product, you don't have to like have a priority list of getting influencers or marketers to do it for you. If you already have a database of your clients, it will be easier. You just do that follow-up message or email, and you'll get responses from your clients, because those are warm leads. So maybe you can check out on my LinkedIn the current company, and my boss is actually here, and it is through the engagement that I actually got that opportunity to collaborate with him. So it is called Group DBX Group Africa. And thank you so much, Mami. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sabrina. Thank you for sharing with us those things, and also welcome to your boss. So first, do you want to go ahead and share one last comment, and then I'll pass it to Tolu.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for hosting us and moderating this so seamlessly. I think my parting shot would be please be intentional. Please be intentional and be different, okay? People do almost the same thing. People use ChatGPT, people use Claude, and people use Perplexity, all these AI tools, they're out there. People use them the wrong way. People are not intentional. People are lazy. Sorry to say this, but lazy in the very wrong way, okay? Because laziness is good sometimes. Please be intentional, be creative, be different. You have all the tools out there. Many of them are even free. All you need to do is a little bit of more research, a little bit of more intentionality, a little bit of I want to tweak this thing. I don't want to do it the same way where the person is doing it. And JCI is a good place actually to explore your talent, to explore your creativity, to explore, all these brilliant things that we're talking about, your personal development, building businesses, connecting with people globally, and of course, making impact in your community. So please feel free to reach out to our team, reach out to, JCI is in more than 100 countries of the world. So no matter where you are, please look for one of our national chapters or local chapters, and there's a whole lot of wisdom out there. And please feel free to connect as well. And so glad to have been here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fash. And as you said, do not forget to follow JCI Rwanda and also connect with any JCs in your country or in your locality. So thank you again, and I'll pass it to Adam for any last comment for our members here, and then after that, I will just pass it to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here today. So my last comment will be that when we are engaging on social media, you should try to assign small budget to ads, because it's one of the effective way that you can reach more people. They are the same people you will reach organically, and they are the same people that engage that you are trying to wait for months and years to be able to grow with your page. So adding small or allocating small budget, like as small as what we will use to buy a shawarma, will go a long way to reach more than 1,000 people. For example, as I said earlier, in Nigeria, you only pay like 30 cents to reach 1,000 people. So you can allocate that, it's like 300 naira to reaching like 1,000 people, and your page is going to be more exposed to people who are likely going to buy from you, because life is too short to only grow organically. You have to think of a way to also grow with paid. One of the way that we have generated multiple income for our clients is through paid ads, not only posting organically. So I would advise that we run paid ad, and we just don't do just one kind of ad and then we say it's over. There's different things, there's different copies, there's different images. Use ad to grow your page, to get followers, use it to promote your offers, and also try to explore the science behind the ads as well, because it's all more it's more than what you just kind of put in an image and also a copy. You also tend to learn from how people are responding to what you are putting out, and test different aspects of it. So yeah, that will be like my last comments. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you. And as he said, do not forget to invest in ad. And our last speaker, Lulu, if you want to share one comment to our listeners here.
We'll all circle it back to mindset. Yes, you want to launch your brand, you want to launch it profitably, but how is your mindset? Because once your mindset is right, then you will build a profitable business, because you'll not build it out of it will fail, it will not work. You'll be building it out of an abundance mindset. So I will just keep on saying mindset is very important in business. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Lulu, for sharing with us that as well. So as she said, keep on showing with boldness, keep on showing with intention, and have the right mindset. So do not forget to follow all of our amazing speakers that are present here today. And thank you again for accepting to share your wealth of wisdom with us. And we are deeply grateful to you all. And to our listeners, thank you. And we hope you learned a lot. I personally did. And do not forget to stay engaged and follow us at JCI Rwanda for more insightful sessions. So thank you again and see you soon.